Welcome to another episode of Casual Cinephilia, where enthusiastic amateurs talk very passionately about movies. I'm Ian.
I'm Lorian, and today we are talking, finally, about Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Which kind of slipped under my radar.
There were so many movies coming out in that, October, November, December window.
Yeah.
We're joined today by Maya, the puppy. The puppy dog.
The puppy dog. If you hear large thumps or scraping, it's because of an obnoxious toy that we gave her a long time ago, and she finally rediscovered it somehow. I don't know where it came from. It was not in the backyard, but apparently it was.
Yeah.
So anyways, if you hear random growls and grunting, it's
which
my
is
dog.
the noise she's making currently.
Yeah.
There is nothing that should be making that noise there.
Oh, man. I think that's pretty fitting for the movie we're watching, because it's full of ghosts and ghoulies.
Ghosts and ghoulies.
And I want to start off by saying I enjoyed this movie. It was fine. It was cute. It was quirky.
It was a solid entry into this swath of let's do the 80s again.
Yes. Though this one's set in modern day.
Yes, but it was made with all of the same styles and feels. It had the vibe of an 80s movie. And if we count that sort of modern nostalgia filmmaking thing we've been doing as starting with Super 8.
Yes.
Can it end with this, please? I feel that those are respectable beginning and endings of this moment.
I agree. However, Hollywood always lags behind by about a decade.
So we have another decade of these, but it's already been a decade.
To be fair, we probably have another year or two of this. I think they judge it based off of the viewer numbers of Stranger Things. And as soon as they stop putting out seasons and their numbers go down, we'll stop seeing 80s nostalgia movies. I feel.
I didn't dislike this movie at all. I thought that there was a lot of fun stuff in it. Mm-hmm. I feel like it'll be more fun to watch a while from now when the market isn't so saturated with this movie. Right. I like Ghostbusters, but I'm not like a big Ghostbusters fan, you know?
Yeah.
Like I saw the original movies when I was a kid. Great. Fun. Mm-hmm. I'm not buying merchandise for Ghostbusters, you know?
Yeah.
So this one was fine because that's kind of how I feel. It was Ghostbusters though. Like it's the same movie as the first one.
Essentially, yeah. It's a literal continuation of the first one's story.
Yes, but it's also just the fucking same.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's 100% a nostalgia grab.
Which, you know, fine, but I personally preferred the other Ghostbusters remake that everyone else hated because they did something different. It was a fucking different movie than the first Ghostbusters. Was it perfect? No. I liked it better than this one.
Oh. Well,
I'll rewatch that one more than I'll rewatch this one.
So here's the thing. I'm in the camp of, 2016?
I think it was 2016. The Kate McKinnon, Melissa McCarthy.
I'm in the camp for that movie being a fine movie.
Sure.
But I'm also solidly in the camp of that movie should have not been a Ghostbusters movie. It should have been its own romp. I don't know. If it was a reboot of something that I don't know. I don't know how to put words to it. It felt like it didn't need to exist. Just as much as this one doesn't feel like it needs to exist. So
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Neither of those movies needed to exist, But the one I'm going to rewatch more is the 2016 one.
That's fair. I don't know if I'll rewatch either of them much.
Let's not be wrong. The first Ghostbusters is better than any of these.
The first Ghostbusters is amazing. Second Ghostbusters, it's all right.
Yeah,
it's fine. 2016, I didn't feel it deserved the absolute raking that it got.
I had a great time watching it. In fact, I've rewatched it this year.
Well, there you go.
I own that movie.
Oh, snap.
Do I own any other Ghostbusters movies? I don't actually know. Because I've definitely watched the 2016 one more recently than any of the others.
I know I don't own any Ghostbusters movies. Like, I enjoy Ghostbusters, but I've never been a Ghostbusters fan, you know? And then this one, it
had some really fun moments. I really loved the tiny Stay Puft dudes.
Yes.
They were fun. I really wish that they made post-possession Paul Rudd more of a himbo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been funnier. He was a little himbo-y. He had the, flower behind his ear moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they could have done more with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I was like, are they going to make him Sigourney Weaver? That I would be ready for. I either wanted him to be the badass Sigourney Weaver character or to be, more of a himbo. Because I was just bored of them casting him as Rick Moranis and then her as Sigourney Weaver. It was the same. They even put her in the same fucking gold dress. It wasn't the same. But, the vibe was the same.
The vibe was the same. I do have to give Paul Rudd credit.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I want him to be my, uncle and or boyfriend at some point in my life.
It's a horrifying combination of things. But
or both.
Either or. Yeah. No. You can choose one or the other. I'm not allowing both.
The best uncle, I think.
He would be the best uncle.
But... I love the guy, but he nailed the Rick Moranis disoriented run.
Mm-hmm.
After he broke out and he had to do or when he was turned into the Keymaster and he ran to her, that was a Rick Moranis run and it was beautiful. However, I agree with you. They should have
done something more interesting with it.
Yeah. I do want to get into the graphics, the CGI and then lack thereof.
Sure.
I thought this movie nailed the look of Ghostbusters.
They did, because they used a balance of practical and CG.
Yeah, there was a lot of practical, and then the CG that they used is this new, I forget, it's like Quixel. It's essentially they're hyper scanning something and they turn it into a 3D model that they use. And I looked into it, they 3D scanned miniatures. And so that mountain in the background, when it was doing the evil stuff like that, was a miniature.
Sure.
3D scanned into a CGI thing. So it was CGI, but it looked like a miniature.
It looked great, this whole movie.
Yeah.
They did the correct things.
And I think that was my issue with the 2016 version, was that
it wasn't aesthetically very Ghostbustery.
It was vibrant,
yeah,
which was pretty to look at. I'll admit that right off the bat. The ghosts in the 2016 were pretty.
Kind of.
Well, they were shiny.
Yeah. They were very ghosty. It was very different ghost vibe.
The circus theme was interesting.
The parade float thing.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel Ghostbusters.
Sure.
This felt Ghostbusters to me.
Yeah, it definitely had more of the vibe of the original series, which is why I like the other one better.
Fair. You are a hipster.
Well, it's just... I'm bored of seeing this continuation of the thing. I'm bored of seeing a movie that's like, this movie did really well, let's just do it again.
Yeah.
I thought that the 2016 one took a premise that they knew they'd make money off of and did something new with it, which I am interested in.
Right.
On genre, on series like this that I'm not a huge, enormous fangirl of. That's what I want to see.
Fair. That is fair. That is fair. I think on the topic of continuation of things, I think I'm hoping Hollywood is seeing the nostalgia market crumble.
Sure.
Because if you look at all of the nostalgia flicks recently, they've not been doing well.
Yeah.
Like, this one completely flew under the radar. No one's seen it, I'm assuming. Like,
I know a few people who saw it.
But, like, it's not a
yeah.
talking point. It's not something that's in the common lexicon right now, because it just kind of... And, of course, COVID is pretty much to blame for that. But there's a lot of things that came out around this movie that overshadowed it.
For sure.
I.e. Marvel and, everything else. But also Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Skywalker saga crumbled.
Real bored of the stuff that isn't new.
Right.
Want to see more Mandalorian.
Right, and that's why, Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett are getting record numbers.
Yeah.
Is because
they're exciting new formats.
Yeah.
They're fun things. They're delving into different parts of stuff that haven't been explored. They're not being constrained by the same filmmaking style of the original ones.
Right. But it goes to show that the viewers, the audience, us, we're getting tired. Like, our rose-tinted glasses can only see so much before it starts hurting our eyes,
Sure.
And I think we're getting to that point. As much as I enjoyed this movie, I'm kind of in that same boat of like, but why?
Yeah.
Why was this made?
Like I said, I had a good time while I was watching it.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind the whole time was, oh, okay, this is Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in the, it fits in the world. I mean that in the, oh, I know what's going to happen next because I've seen this movie before. It's Ghostbusters.
Hey, no, they didn't, it wasn't exact. They didn't cross 3 streams. They crossed 4 streams.
Correct. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was the only part that I was like, yes, this was a good choice, was making one of them a ghost.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, a new thing. Human ghost.
Of course, they make the ghost of the only dead one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to create a CG ghost than it is to...
Which, that ghost was quite believable.
It was great.
It was a great ghost of Harold Ramis.
I liked that. I thought it was clever. I was like, and you knew that was happening from the very beginning of the movie. They told you it was happening visually.
Very
he
much
died, and then the thing went off, and then you're like, oh, interesting.
But what kind of not caught me off guard, but what surprised me in a positive way was at the very beginning, you never see his face.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is through him manipulating objects around, and so like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's
a clever way to have him in the
it.
movie without him being able to be in the movie.
And then he shows up, and it wasn't it was a, there he is.
Yeah.
Like, it felt right.
Yeah.
It didn't feel uncanny.
Yes.
Which is really hard to do with the human face, and I think it's because of the ghost effects. Like, they made him
makes it easier.
Just a tiny bit cartoony, and it worked, and it felt real. It felt right.
Yeah. Well, they've established the visual language of cartoony ghosts. So just pulling towards that direction when you're avoiding the uncanny valley instead of trying to go more realistic was a good choice.
But going into the effects, but also practical effects, but also something really weird in the movie.
Great.
That was a great segue. You're welcome. Can we talk about the J.K. Simmons part?
What the hell?
For like, he's in it for what? 5 seconds as a living person?
He's alive for maybe 5 seconds, but then you see him for maybe 5 whole minutes dead.
Yeah, laying in a glass coffin.
He was lying there, I was like, is that J.K. Simmons?
I was like... That's literally... Like, seeing him there, I was like, who is that? And then when, like, things started to happen and he, like, turned his head, I was like, is that J.K. Simmons? Like, well, of course, my dumbass brain was like, is that J. Jonah?
Right.
No.
Is that J. Jonah Jameson? Honestly, frankly, seems like the same character.
They are the same people, yeah. But I was like, oh. And so when he finally gets up and is like, aha, I have resurrected you. Now we shall rule the world together. And he gets chopped in half. And I was like, wait, what?
I didn't mind that. Obviously they had other scenes that I hope they had other scenes that had been cut. It was a weird beat to be in there alone. But I also don't want the movie to have been any longer than it was. So no, I was fine. And I liked the comedy of it felt right.
Yes. It was such a
strange role for a star to be in.
It was such a high profile actor to be in such a bit part thing. And I'm all for high profile people for being
for sure.
What in Deadpool, Brad Pitt being the Invisible Man. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff just gives me the giggles. I love that kind of stuff. But this just seemed like there was so much more to it that we didn't get to see. And so when it happened, you're just like, huh?
Listen, I said I didn't want more, but if they give us one more Ghostbuster, it's gotta be explaining to me what his character is about and why the fuck there's a Sumerian gate to the underworld in Oklahoma. That's all I want to know, Ghostbusters. That's all that's left. God. Tell me that, please.
Goddamn Sumerians always coming over here making
I want
doors in our walls.
Movie about J.K. Simmons forming a death cult based around the Sumerian hellgate he finds in Oklahoma. And I want to know who embroidered his wonderful death cult outfit.
It was quite lovely.
It was good.
It was really good. But J.K. Simmons. He's in the movie, apparently.
Yeah. He sure is.
Oh, and spoiler alert. Did we say that?
We didn't. It's
spoiler alert. I mean, we're what, 100 and... more than 100 episodes?
100 and...
I think we're at 109, 110?
I can tell you.
We're at 100.
But I will have to look it up in my podcast app.
We're so professional.
This is 108.
This will be 108. Okay. Spoiler alert. But he's not the only big name to show up. All the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah, which I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I appreciated that they showed up.
And Sigourney Weaver in the post-credit scene.
Which
the same way she did in the 2016 one in the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Sigourney.
Oh, me too.
Sigourney Weaver, if I remember right, is the heiress to Heinz or something like that.
I have no idea where her money comes from, but I also, she is independently wealthy and just does what she wants to do.
Yeah, and so if it's intriguing to her, she'll be in it. And it's just
great.
That's the life I want to live. This project sounds interesting. I would like to join it. Thank you. But I loved that the original Ghostbusters weren't a Deus Ex Machina.
Sure.
They showed up, they said their witty lines, and then instantly got their asses beat.
Right.
And then it was everyone had to come together to defeat it.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I like that. It wasn't just haha, here's the original win.
Right.
It was okay, now all the pieces are put back together, the team's reunited, through the grandchildren.
Sure.
Now we win.
Right.
It felt right. It felt good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was fine.
That's the thing, is the writing in this is good.
It's very safe.
The acting is good.
Yeah.
The graphics is good.
Great, yeah.
It's good. It's nothing great.
I feel neutral positive toward it.
Tell my wife hello.
Maybe I actually don't. I've heard oh yeah, it was good from everyone who saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard any wow, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
You have to see it. It's amazing. It's getting sort of neutral positive.
Yeah,
I want chaotic positive.
I prefer lawful positive, if you'd ask me.
Well, that's boring.
Chaotic positive.
Chaotic positive.
It's like, hey, bitch! You're doing great!
Yes, please, thank you. I have found my new alignment. It was chaotic neutral, now it's chaotic positive.
Oh, man. Chaotic positive.
Means a very different thing than chaotic good.
This is very true. This is very true. Chaotic positive does not lead to good things often.
Or evil things. Mm-hmm. It's its own bubble off the edge of the alignment chart.
Oh, man.
Anyway, this did not inspire that thing we would like. This inspired neutral positivity.
It inspired.
Yeah, it's good.
It's all right.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything overtly negative about it.
No.
But I can't say anything overtly positive about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just good.
Its biggest crime is that it already exists.
Yeah.
And its biggest positive is that it exists very effectively in the space that it already exists in.
Yeah. I think I do have one criticism.
Sure.
Egon designed a whole lot of... I'm thinking of this as a video game thing. Sorry. He designed a whole lot of co-op based equipment for him fighting this by himself.
Sure.
And I don't know if he was expecting people to come help him, which no one ever did, or if he was planning to wrangle his grandchildren into this or whatnot, but...
I don't know that he necessarily... I can see talking myself into being able to use his system alone. If you have no other context, I can see him being like, okay, if I go up there and then I drive real fast and then I can skid on the dirt and run up to my porch. You know, like, I can see him convincing himself that could work alone. Mm-hmm. It's all you have.
Yeah. The house trap, fine. I was thinking more of Ecto 1 with, like, the gunner turret seats.
I'm just assuming that was already there when he took it.
I guess, maybe. I guess there is, a 10 years after the first one while the Ghostbusters are fighting ghosts dwindling.
Those kids are, like, absolute prodigies, because they went from, like, I don't really know how to drive, to being full stunt drivers, knowing how all the systems operate innately, understanding the RC ghost trap.
Yeah.
Just out the box. Like, okay, this is a button that'll open a hatch in the bottom of the car, and which is, fine. I
did appreciate that they discovered the turret seat by accident.
Yes.
That was a clever, natural thing. But you're right. The rest is very much we discovered this by accident. I suddenly know how to work it.
I know all of the car things.
I know kung fu. Oh, man. This was fine. It was a fine movie.
For sure.
Nothing wrong with it.
Fine, it's fine, it's fine.
No, it's not.
Still Ghostbusters.
It's still Ghostbusters.
Listen, there's music from a musical called The Last 5 Years. And every time anyone says it's fine, that line, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's what I wanted. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's part of a song, and it...
I don't believe you.
Doesn't leave. Every time someone says it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's in my head.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's not a problem, it's a challenge. Just a challenge to resist temptation.
Well, if we're talking about songs that are fucking stuck in our heads, we don't talk about Bruno. It's been firmly lodged in my head.
Yeah.
And I cannot escape it.
Nope.
because I made the mistake of having Rachel watch the movie, and now she sings it, and I go on YouTube, and there's videos of like, hey, here's an interpretation of this, and here's...
Yeah, and I've been sending you some and everything.
Yeah, and TikTok, it's all over
it's
the place.
Everywhere.
I cannot escape it, and I hate it because it's such joy. A fucking good song. Yep. Like, it is one of the best Disney songs I have ever heard. Good
that one might be like top
Miranda.
3 Disney for me now.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good. I know this is a Ghostbusters, but go see Encanto.
Go see Encanto.
It's so good.
That's what we have to say about Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's fine. Go see Encanto.
Oh, man. So, I guess we should talk about our technical next episode of us taking a little break.
Yay! We will be back February 16th.
Yep, so we're going to be taking a small break. There is kind of a lull in the movies that are coming out. So we're taking a small break to kind of do some housekeeping, get our Patreon back up and running, and back up to snuff.
Because we love you, Jenny, Jake, Pam, and Graham.
Yeah, and we feel we've been neglecting you. We have been neglecting
Jenny and Jake, but we love them.
Yes, so we're going to be doing some housekeeping. If you want to join us over at patreon.com, you can find us at patreon.com/casualcinephilia. We will be putting a lot more up there here very shortly. But until then, we'll be back here, same place, February 16th.
Yep.
So, with that, do you have any final thoughts on... I almost said Encanto?
I have so many thoughts on Encanto, but to hear them, go back a few episodes.
Any final thoughts on Ghostbusters Afterlife? That's what I was
fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
It's neutrally positive.
I feel neutral positive. Let us know if you'd like to start ranking movies on an alignment chart of our own devising.
The Casual Cinephilia movie political alignment chart.
Political seems to have no place in that. This Casual Cinephilia movie alignment chart.
Fair enough. Okay. Movie alignment chart. This movie's very authoritarian, libertarian, if I do say so.
This movie's a straight fucking Republican. No, we will not do that, no matter how many times you ask.
We are giving this movie a Bernie Sanders out of 10.
No. Neutral positive.
Anyways, this has been another episode of Casual Cinephilia. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
February 9th is that movie that the trailer just disappeared for. Remember that we thought it was a fever dream? Rumble? Do you remember that? Like, I was trying to show you the trailer, but then I couldn't find it anymore.
Oh, weird.
Like, it was gone.
Maybe. I don't remember it. Maybe that was other universe Lorian. The one who's always lived in your strange green lightsaber universe.
Yellow?
Yeah. Swear to fucking God. This is another one of those Mandela effect things. I have found other people who feel this way, including Jacob, by the way. It's fine. You don't need to research it. No one cares. Yes, I know. I understand. I understand that it's green. It just wasn't when I was a kid.
What do you mean it wasn't when you were a kid?
I have distinct memories of it being yellow, as does Jacob. It's fine. The disconnected switch in our living room.
One thing. It's a slightly yellowish green.
The disconnected switch in our living room is a universe switch, and somehow we just flipped over. Sorry. Listen, I know it's green. You don't have to prove it to me.
This is like his literal first
I understand that it's green. I accept it. But I would have sworn to God that it was yellow before I discovered this.
See if there's even a Lego, maybe.
I'm not even basing it off of memories of looking at it in the movie and thinking it's yellow. I'm basing it off of, like, conversations I remember having about Kit Fistu's yellow lightsaber. I remember designing things with yellow lightsabers because of Kit Fistu, and I also remember my brother saying, nah, it's cool, there's a yellow lightsaber in the universe for the first time now with Rey's, and me going, what the fuck? And going down this rabbit hole where I discovered that I'm fucking insane, and so is Jacob.
First off, the librarian has the first yellow lightsaber, but we're not going to talk about that.
Excuse you?
As I want pets!
Please let me. Please, sir. I want some more. Okay, I'll pet you. I'll pet you. But it's not because you scratched me. It's because you're so cute. Because you're so cute.
Music by Kevin MacLeod, Quirky Dog, and Vicious. Licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. You can find his music at incompetech.com.